Hi everyone, welcome back to part 3 of my N-gauge shunting layout in a wine box. Now, last time out I was having a little bit of trouble with my magnetic uncoupling device. So let's just have a little reminder of what the problem was. An interesting development has arisen which might be a little bit of a problem with my uncoupling. What I forgot was that on the feeder track that I've put in here, which is the bit that's going to provide the feed to both legs of the layout, because of course there's an electrical current going across there, when I bring my wagons along here, as you can see, it's activating the magnet and uncoupling the train. So as we just seen, the issue was that if I move these trucks back, the magnet was activating at that point there, which I thought had something to do with the power feed. We sussed out that we knew what it was, and in fairness, Kevin Walker was all over it in the comments section as well, that stupidly I'd forgotten that that feeder track section there is sitting on top of one of the magnets that attach the box when it's boxed up. So it was nothing to do with the electricity, it was a magnet underneath the feeder track. However, I've since found out that underneath Kato points there is also a magnet, which there is absolutely nothing I can do about whatsoever. So it's rather scuppered my magnetic uncoupling device. However, that probably would work in, I don't know, I suppose Pico set track or something like that. As long as you haven't got point motors that got big magnets in them, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. However, obviously you've got to make sure that you've got enough room to move backwards with the rake of wagons, so that you can pull forward with enough speed and inertia so that if the coupling lifts, it can still carry on coupled up. Anyway, I've come up with a solution. So this is my solution. It's the old-fashioned Pico blades, metal blades, rather than magnets themselves, and they will still work, not be affected by the magnets underneath the Kato turnouts. And I've used this to effect on my home layout and also on Loyalcombe Quay, so I know it works. But that's led to another problem, which I'll show you now. Now, if you watched the previous episodes, you'll know that I put the magnets underneath the track around about here and here. Now, unfortunately, the magnets being under the track weren't strong enough to activate the coupling lifters, the Pico blades that I've used. So what I've had to do is actually had to glue some more magnets over the top, which I've kind of, well, I've just painted over. I suppose I could disguise them. I could maybe make a duckboard walkway across there. I still need to experiment with this. However, they do actually function. So let's just run one of the wagons over, and then you can see it's getting on the track properly. There we go. So you can see him lifting over the top of that magnet. Now the issue for me is going to be whether I can get enough inertia going forward or backwards in order to keep the train coupled up once I want to recouple it. Anyway, I'm going to fiddle about with that and experiment. But as you can see, I've given the track a coat of my favourite, what I call track crap colour, which I mixed up myself. So I think the next stage is going to be a little bit of dry brushing, just to sort of modulate this colour a bit, because it's all a bit one colour at the moment. But I think with the ballasting that I've done, where I've added the Kato ballast and I've obviously recessed the track into this foam board and feathered the edge, it doesn't look so much like Kato now, which was the aim of the game. So I think a bit of dry brushing next. I've also got to, if I just swing round there, I've also got to, excuse my squeaky tripod, there we go, sounds like my knees. I'm going to put another power feed in here because I've decided that I'm going to illuminate the buildings. There'll be a building here and another one next to it. So I'm going to put some bulbs in to illuminate it, and I want to pick an external power source up which I'll bring in from there. So I've got to do that next as well. Right, so I've now dry brushed the track and ballast to just give the sleepers a little bit more depth, just to raise the detail a little bit. Might do a little bit more. It depends when I start adding some greenery and buildings. I might revisit that, but that's fine for the time being. I've added the second pickup power connector for the lighting, which I'm going to put in the buildings, and I've also sorted out effectively my scenic brake. So I've built this little footbridge section, which is just plasticard, a few bits to sort of strengthen it up, and that will sit in there, and that provides just a neat little brake. It is a little bit close to the points, but unfortunately a layout this size, there's not a lot I can do about that. And then I can build the buildings off of this face here. So I think it's going to be some kind of building here and a stepped arrangement to an even lower relief building there. So this one very much isn't planned. So unlike Cruel Sea, that I'd done lots of drawings and plans, knew exactly kind of what I was trying to achieve, this one is definitely going to evolve. So that said, I've basically started with a load of bits and pieces that I've accumulated, spares that I had left over from the Cruel Sea. So I've got some sprues of sort of coping stones and chimney pots and things like that I bought from other shows. Got some windows, got some railings left over from Cruel Sea, some nice resin printed buffers, and I've been cobbling together some lights. So I've got some flickering lights there, which I maybe can simulate where they're creating glass inside the one of the buildings. I've got some nice from Kites, who are fairly local to me, some quite nice building mounted lamps. So as it's a small layout, I thought if I can pack it with some interest by illuminating things, that will just add to the overall atmosphere that I guess I'm trying to create. Anyway, I think that will probably do for this quick update. So I think the next step is going to be starting to actually make this building using some of these bits. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and possibly subscribe if you haven't already. I'd be very grateful. And I'll see you next time for part 4. Cheers.